Hey guys, it's Lynette. I'm back and it is Tuesday, December 11th. Normally I would have a chemotherapy cycle today, but it's been pushed one more day because they had scheduled me for my third cycle to be on Christmas Day. Sorry, my fourth cycle to be on Christmas Day. And that wasn't going to happen because they're closed. So they bumped it one day after. Which I'm really grateful for because I didn't want to go in the day before Christmas. So um, they saw that they had to bump it, so they moved just everything in December from Tuesday to Wednesday. So I will be going in for my third cycle tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. The scab that was on here, well, the liquid stitch and the scab that was on here fell off. There's like a little bump there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bump. And my port, the scab is completely came off. You can see when I push my chest forward, this bump shows, and you can actually see the three little nubs on the portacath. So tomorrow is going to be the first time I'm able to use my lidocaine before I go. Oh God, yeah, I should set my alarm for an hour and a half before. Sorry. Yeah, I'll be able to put lidocaine on it tomorrow for the first time. So hopefully that'll take away a little bit of that sting in action that we get when every time our port is accessed. But the best news, and the reason why I'm coming to you with a video, is yesterday I took a blood test and they tested, my CBC, my bilirubin, my total bilirubin, white blood cell count, red blood cell count. Almost everything is back to normal. Almost everything. I forgot what it was. There was one thing that was just slightly above normal. It needed to drop back down a bit, but everything's looking great. My white blood cells is within the normal range. It's on the low end of normal, but I'm okay with that as long as I'm in the normal range. So those Zarzio shots must be helping me, helping my white blood cells regenerate. And I had the CA19 blood test done. And what the CA19, for those of you who don't know, what that blood test looks for is when you have cancer in your body, it releases a certain type of protein. And this blood test measures the amount of proteins that are found in your blood. And I was at 522 right before I started. So that was 1.5 cycles ago, because remember the first dose was only a half dose, and I've already dropped to 266. Now for someone who's normal, who doesn't have any cancer, tumors, or cells in their body, it's usually between 35 and 40. So I'm at 266. I still have a little ways to go, but it's such good news because the chemotherapy is working. It's just an indicator that it is working, and I'm really excited about that. And it couldn't have come at a better time because I was really dreading my next cycle because it really kicks my butt. But now that I know it's doing what it's supposed to do, I'm ready for this next dose. Until I get it, I'm sure, but I'm gonna, plow through it. I'm gonna, keep my head up and stick through it. So yeah, that was really great news. It may not seem like a big deal to many people, but I celebrate even the smallest of victories because you have to, Going through this chemo stuff is hard. It's hard. I don't care what anybody says. And I'm a pretty strong person, and it kicks my butt. But just hearing that the proteins have reduced. I know it's doing its job. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm super happy about that. So I am going to figure out what I'm going to wear to chemo tomorrow. I need to stay warm because with the oxyplat, whatever, the oxy one, oxytocin, something like that. That one makes me really sensitive to cold, which I've probably said like 90 million times. But, you know, they have to access the port here. And I don't have many button-up shirts. I have some that are zippered, like this one is zippered. So, I mean, I have a camo one like this, and then I have, you guys don't care. But anyway, I need to stay warm when I'm getting the medication pumped through me. So it's kind of hard to figure out something to stay warm in, but something that they could still, you know, be able to access my port with. So there's that. I'm thinking about getting a onesie and wearing it to my infusions because it'll probably be the most comfortable, and it'll be fleece and it'll keep me warm. So yeah, I'll probably get a camouflage onesie and rock that in the infusion. So if you're in Kaiser Modesto and you see somebody wearing a camouflage onesie, most likely it'll be me. Not tomorrow. But anyway, enough with the silliness. I am going to... What time is it? Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock. I'm going to get in the shower, take out my clothes for tomorrow, and try to get some rest. I'm going to take my cannabis oil, my CBD, in case those of you who haven't... Woo! Those of you who haven't seen it. Care by Design CBD. It's a 1-to-1 because if you are battling cancer, you need the 1-to-1. And from what I understand, and this was kind of new to me, I'm new to cannabis oil, but it's not the CBD that fights the cancer. It's actually the THC. And I've read that in several different places now, and quite a few people have told me that it's actually the THC, the stuff that, you know, it gets you high. That's what actually fights the cancer. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Now, if I am wrong, if you know for a fact that I am wrong, please let me know, because I don't want to be putting information out there that is not correct. But you know, all the stuff that I've read online and hearing from other people who seem to have quite a bit of knowledge of medicinal marijuana, they've told me it's the THC. The CBD actually helps with nausea and insomnia and those things, but the THC fights the cancer. So that's it for updates. If you want to stick around, I'm going to tell you a little something. I had one of the nights that I was feeling like duty from the cancer. I had showed you guys this before. It's a little cushy punch, that thing. And it's like 10 milligrams of THC, I believe. Yeah. 10 milligrams of THC. So I was like, okay. These things are so little. I'll see while I'm talking to you if I could open the box, because this is kind of adult proof, and I'm only half adult, so it comes in this box, and then inside comes in this box, which this box is inside of that box, and then you have your little packets, right? So this is what they look like. They're little square gummies, okay? So I figured, that night I was feeling like poop, just horrible. And I had on my porta-chemo, so it was, it was right after. I think it was the next evening after my dose. And I couldn't sleep, and I just felt horrible. And I thought, I'm gonna have this little edible, right? And they're little squares. You saw they're tiny little squares. I'm thinking, okay, 10 milligrams of THC. I'm a total lightweight, so I'm good. And I ate 2 of them. I don't know why I ate 2 of them, but I was high as hell, and I was it was so bad because I was trying to get to sleep and I sat up. I think it was for about 5 or 6 hours after that, just high. And this one is in, yeah, it's right there. It's the indica. It's supposed to help you sleep. I think when you take your exact amount, it'll help you sleep. But if you take too much, like I did, you're just high. And I sleep sitting up. I showed you guys that whenever I have my portochemo, I sleep sitting up. And the whole time I was like, hey. It's just like sliding down on my bed. And I'd catch myself and I'd try to wiggle back up, sitting upright. But if you decide to try Cushy Punch, start with 1 square. Because if not, you may end up super high for like 6 hours. So yeah, there's my little story time after my last dose of chemo. So anyway, again, I'm going to head off and get myself cleaned up and together so that tomorrow I can get to this FOLFIRINOX protocol that is kicking my cancer's ass along with my cannabis oil. So I will probably see you tomorrow, and I will probably be looking like hell. Not that I don't right now, but whatever. I've noticed I'm coming on these videos with no makeup on. It's kind of terrible. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow and give you an update on how my third cycle, right? Yeah, third cycle went. Also, after tomorrow, I will have 2 more cycles before I get the multi-scan CT and a PET scan that will check to see how much, not if, but how much my mass or tumor, my oncologist hasn't referred to it as a tumor, he refers to it as a mass. I don't know if that's semantics or not. But we will then find out, I believe it's like January 15th, 18th, somewhere in there. We'll find out exactly how much it has shrunk and when I will be able to go in and get my Whipple. Not gonna lie, the Whipple scares the hell out of me. My mom went through one and she had one hell of a hard time. And that story I will get into another time. I want to do a little more studying on the Whipple, talk to a few other people who have gone through it so I can come back and tell you all what I've heard about the Whipple. I'm just letting you know right now, I'm kind of scared. From what I understand, they kind of saw you in half and reroute your whole digestive system. So it's a scary surgery. But you know, it's just something I have to do, so I'm trying to arm myself with as much information about it as possible. My mom's 78 and she survived it. I come from the same stock. I believe I will survive it as well, but I know I'm gonna be bitching the whole way through. I don't even know if I'm gonna come on camera because I know I'm gonna be like rocking Mrs. Shitty like for days. They say you could be in there after surgery anywhere from like 6 days to 14 days. It just depends on what happens with your body. And the average weight loss after a Whipple is 20% of your body weight. So that's, you know, that's a good chunk of weight that I'll be losing, and I really can't afford that. So I'm going to make it my mission the next, you know, few weeks until January to try to put some fat on me so I won't be losing any more than I've already lost. But again, more on the Whipple when I get more information to share with you all. So thanks for checking in with me, and I'm stupid excited, and I'm gonna kick cancer's ass. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.